This is wet weather brinkmanship. This is almost but not quite a flood, and look at that. Can you see that backwater where it's going in the opposite direction? Absolutely amazing. I could get stuck again sometime, so I've got another model in the car just in case. Just a quick look before we do one last coat of silver, largely because I've got that on properly, and it's sort of taken a bit of the silver off the spike, and the cat's arrived as usual. Yeah, the spike was a bit of a problem because it kept dropping off. The hole where it's supposed to go in underneath wasn't big enough, and it was a little bit misshapen because the fuselage is a little bit out of line, the two sides, as I was saying. So I've enlarged the hole and cut part of the base of the spike so that it slots in. And now it's all okay, but just handling it has taken a bit of the sheen off. And I was thinking during this, I mean, look at that. It's you'd think that aircraft designers would come up with something more modeler friendly, wouldn't you? If you were designing an aircraft, you must have modelers in mind at some point. And I think maybe we should petition designers to be more friendly to us. That's my theory anyway. That's not me doing brinkmanship, by the way, it's the weather. Anyway, there's a log floating down there. This is near Rothbury, and I keep dropping it in because it keeps coming to mind. I just stood there and filmed some, and I keep thinking, God, if it just rained a tiny bit more, it would all be flooded again, because it doesn't. But anyway, on with the model. Oh yeah, and the interior. Have you seen the colour they painted it? It's the most vile green I've ever encountered. It certainly made me feel ill. Right, I've got to feed the cat. Look, this is what it's like to be in my mind, you see, it just keeps dropping in. And imagine dropping in that wouldn't be too great. I can't swim, I'm not going to do it. So this is moving on bit by bit now, obviously letting the paint dry is the main thing. So I was looking at the comments so far, 3, absolutely, these are some of the best I've ever had. So yes, I'm sort of reasonably close to Amble for a start. I was at Rothbury at the time of getting stuck in the car. Then this guy's put model meltdown, what basically what's up next, model meltdown bath time adventures. That's brilliant. There's a thought, work on that one. And then somebody said survival mode building. Now that's a concept, isn't it? And finally, I'm glad I'm not the only one that builds in wacky places. I usually have a toilet kit. Just me? Never thought of that one. I'm usually by the dishwasher. No, it's not just you, is it? Quite clearly. I mean, everybody put the weirdest places that you've built models. This is conceptual, man. So there's 3 types. There's the Russian one. There's the Finnish one with that lovely panther. And there's the Czech one. Now ideally, obviously, you'd want to go for the Russian one, but the Czech one's got the panther. I think I'm going to have to go for the Russian one. So I've ended up with the Finnish one. When else am I going to get a chance to do Finnish markings? There was a helicopter, wasn't there, that Airfix did. That had Finnish markings. But this has got that panther or cat, which was just too tempting. The interesting thing about all this is these markings nearly didn't happen at all. It was catastrophic. They fell apart. So particularly the 80, that's this, which should be one strip, has now ended up in 5 pieces, and I'm going to sneeze. And every single marking folded or broke up. So I'll put that down to age. I know that feeling. Look, there's a little fleck of black that I'm going to have to deal with. It looks like the cat's lost his snout. And the edge of that. And I'm going to sneeze again. So it was a bit of a rescue mission. The only reason I managed to do it is because I couldn't get to the kind of bowls that I usually use. So I just grabbed a small plate out of the kitchen, just like when I was a kid. And that saved the day because I could find all the bits. But apart from that, we're there. I was going to get some film of it now it's done. Film with it, excuse me, film with it against a lovely sky, beautifully lit. I think I might be waiting a couple of months for that, really, mightn't I? It is absolutely tipping down. Everything is soaked. So those weird dots. That's weird. Anyway, that's plan A out the window, literally. Best laid plans and all that. I've been waiting for a blue sky to turn up because we've had gorgeous skies recently. Then suddenly, once I'd made the model, it all went like that. So anyway, then my mate's job that I've been helping him with has turned into a nightmare, so that's not going well. So end up with that looking like a tank, basically. It's done. Let's try and get some sky. Look, there is a blue bit. It's freezing cold and glowing. In fact, it's nearly knocking the aircraft out of my hands. Anyway, I was going to do a big piece and look into the history of it and all that, but one thing stands out about it, and I think it was the back of the box that said it. Pilots claimed that this aircraft was, in their words, unforgiving, and I think that kind of that put the lid on everything else. So look, let's just focus on that. I think that's the important element of it, so stick with that. I think I'm going to go in and set up some shots with a blue background. We're really not getting a good idea. But anyway, it is nice to see it with a bit of real sky. Right, I think I've done nearly all of this on my phone because the camera battery's run out and I want to get it done because it is done. So there we are. A couple of things I'm a little bit troubled by. This, I'm always assuming it's a bomb. Could be a very elaborate drop tank, but anyway, it looks at a bit of a rakish angle, but I followed the instructions and I followed the slots and so on, so experts will tell me otherwise. What else? I've added a spike, but I made it too long, so I might cut that down, and I don't really know why I did it. It was a moment of bizarre perfectionism, but there we go. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, got all this silver and white and blue. It doesn't half look cold. What it needs, probably some red, a nice flash of red, probably a red star or 2 or 3 or more. The things I do for panthers, never mind. Other than that, what a lot of fun. What absolute brilliant, wonderful, nostalgic, super model making. Love it. That was a good one. Even if it hasn't come out perfectly, that's why I do it. And I have got one in the car, or not one of these. I have got another one in the car for when things go wrong, because it is winter in Northumberland. And some glue and I might put something like a modelling knife in. You never know. Or that might be going too far though, mightn't it? Anyway, there it is. Hope you enjoyed this slightly different approach. And thanks for watching. See you soon.